What happened? People are dying around Washington, and it's my job to try to stop it. I'm sorry, but I guess that's a problem for both of us to deal with. This was important to me. Just like your work's important to you, Damon said. I know that. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this up to you. If we have to drive up for a meeting at Cushing, then that's what we'll do, okay? There was so much I wanted him to know, starting with the fact that nothing was more important to me than his happiness, despite how it might seem to him sometimes. But I put a lid on it. Kept things simple. Damon stared at the ground, palming the ball. Finally, he looked up. Okay. That'd be good. We stood up together and walked back to the car. As he was getting in, I said the last thing I had to say. Damon? About running off the way you did, not checking in despite our house rule? Worrying your grandmother? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Well, me too. 'Cause you're grounded. I know it, said Damon, and he got into the car with me. Before we got back home, I said, forget about being grounded. Just tell your grandmother you're sorry. Chapter 75.
Here was a clue that the cops really needed to have, a little bit of homespun reality that they would never find out about. And if they did, what the hell? He would already be dead, wouldn't he? DCAK used a payphone way out in Virginia to make the same call he made just about every Sunday. Now that he was a full-fledged, successful outlaw, there was no sense taking needless risks with his cell phone, especially not to this particular number, which some smart or lucky cop might eventually track down, though that was doubtful. Was there such a thing as a smart cop? He heard a familiar voice that only made him grit and grind his teeth.
It's a great day at Meadow Grove. How may I direct your call?
Room 62, if you would, please.
No problem.
The line clicked, then rang again. Just once, though. Then it was picked up.
Hello? Who is this?
Hey, Mama, guess.
Oh, my Lord! I can't believe it's you. Where are you calling from? Are you still out in California?
This was how the conversation began every single time he called. In a way, it made things easier, more comfortable for both of them. Completely artificial. That's right. Actually, I'm standing on the corner of Hollywood and Vine right now.
I'll bet it's beautiful there. It's beautiful, right? The weather, movie stars, Pacific Ocean, everything.
It is paradise. I'm gonna fly you out here one of these days, real soon. How you doing other than that? You, have everything you need? Her voice dropped to a whisper. You know that colored girl who comes in to clean? I think she's been taking my jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Not likely. He had sold off the last of his mother's jewelry a long time ago. That's where the money came to get his acting career started, then to keep it going for a while.
But never mind about me. Tell me about you. Just everything. I love it when you call. Your brother and sister almost never do.
The accent seriously grated on his nerves, if only because he'd worked so hard to leave it behind. Unlike either of his parents, he had always intended to be something, to go beyond his humble beginnings. And now here he was at the top of the world. Nobody quite like him, a unique creation.
Well, did I tell you I've got a big movie coming out soon? Everybody's gonna see it. The studio sure seems to think so, anyway. Paramount Pictures.
He heard a quick intake of breath over the phone.
No such a thing.
That's right, Ma. It's got me and Tom Hanks and Angelina Jolie.
Oh, I just love her. What's she like in real life? She nice or stuck up?
She's actually real nice. Loves her kids, Mama. I showed her your picture and told her all about you, too. In fact, she's the one who said I should call.
Ooh, are you teasing me? That just makes me shiver. Angelina Jolie. And Tom Hanks, too? I knew you were gonna make it. You're so determined. The phone call, the acting, was all too easy and was the least he could do. Or maybe it was the most he could do. It wasn't like he was ever going back to visit his mother. Not like Kyle Craig had done out in Colorado recently. Wait till I tell your father about this. You know his birthday's coming up, right? Crazy really did run in this family, didn't it? She could remember the man's birthday, but not the fact that he'd shot himself in the face 20-some years ago. This conversation was starting to depress the oxygen right out of him. It was time to go. Now listen, I have to be on the set soon, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. Okay, sweetheart, I understand. Nice to hear your voice. You keep knocking them dead out there. You hear? He had to laugh at that one. Yes'm, I'll do just that. In your honor, Mama, I'll give them hell.
Chapter 76. Thursday around noon, I got a call from Bree, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted to hear, not even in the ballpark. Alex, don't hate me for this, but there's no way I can get away this weekend. I'm going to be working straight through. Sorry. Sorry, I'm really sorry. We'd been hoping to make up for our aborted camping trip, but she was right, of course. The timing wasn't any good. In fact, it probably couldn't have been much worse, given the uproar over DCAK. Not to mention Kyle Craig being on the loose again and no recent word about where he might be. How about I make it up to you over drinks tonight, she said. Say 9 o'clock at the Sheridan Suites over in Old Town? You know the place. You remember? I do, of course I do. And I'll be there. Sheridan Suites, 9 o'clock. Everyone was a little frustrated right now, but especially the two of us. We'd been working harder than ever on DCAK, and all we had to show for it were a lot of unanswered questions and some very grisly murders. How had he pulled off the scene in Baltimore, and the Smithsonian hit at the same time? Who was the mystery woman who had helped him in Baltimore? What were those numbers on the side of the mailbag supposed to mean? And what would happen if he tried to top himself again? That one hung over our heads like a weight about to drop. Probably not if, but when. The Sheridan Suites over in Alexandria would be a nice trip down memory lane for Bree and me. It was where the two of us had had one very special evening. The Sheridan was right in the middle of the historic Old Town area and a short walk to the Potomac waterfront. It was a good place to end today, and I couldn't wait to see Bree. A little before 9, I took a seat at the Fin and Hoof bar inside the hotel and ordered a cold beer on tap. The bartender, a burly, friendly young guy with a heavy mustache, looked me over. "You Alex?" My heart sank a little. Strangers almost never give cops good news. "That's right," I said. "Then I guess this is for you." He handed me an envelope with the hotel logo. I recognized Bree's handwriting and opened the letter at the bar. I read, "Alex, change of plans. B." Inside the envelope, I also found a hotel card key. "Have a nice night, Alex," said the bartender with a smile that suggested Bree had given him the envelope herself. "I'm pretty sure you will." Chapter 77. I took the elevator to the 3rd floor of the Sheraton Suites and knocked on the door of 3B. Everything was exactly as I remembered it. For starters, there was a nice scent in the air. When Bree answered in jeans and a blouse, however, I was surprised. Actually, I'd been expecting a little less. "Hope you don't mind spontaneity," she said, and handed me a glass of red. It smelled spicy. Zinfandel? I didn't really care what kind of wine it was, or the brand. I started to kiss Bree, and my hand immediately drifted down the back of her blouse. Suddenly her arms were around me. I heard the door thunk behind us, and we were enveloped in the soft blues and creams of the hotel suite. Good idea. Keep the world away for a while, as long as we possibly could. The drapes were already drawn, and the bed was turned down just so, everything in its place. That bed looks inviting. Sleep's nice, too, I remember. Get undressed, she said with a grin. Don't even think about sleeping, Alex. I looked at her over the top of my wine glass. You in a hurry or something? Not at all. Bree sank down into a cushiony club chair to watch. There was a twinkle in her eyes. You can take your time if you like. Please do. Just take something off, Alex. I'm in no hurry whatsoever. So I did what I was told. I went 1 button, 1 kiss, pair of pants, 2 kisses, that kind of thing. Then Bree pushed herself up. She came forward and held me in her arms. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm still in no hurry. We finally toppled over onto the bed, which definitely was comfy. What about you? I asked her. She hadn't taken off a single thing yet. Oh, I'll catch up with you, eventually. You in a hurry for some reason? Bree stretched across me, then reached and opened the nightstand drawer. What was in there? She took out the last thing I was expecting to see. 2 lengths of rope. Interesting development. My heart was starting to race. Is that for you or me? I asked. Let's say it's for both of us. I trusted Bree, right? No doubts? No suspicions? Well, maybe a couple of questions right then. In a few moves, she looped my left hand firmly but not uncomfortably to the bed. Then she kissed me, a reassuring kiss on the mouth, followed by a second, harder one. Did I really know Bree? Is it getting hot in here or is it just me? I asked. I hope it's getting hot, Bree said. She tied my right hand to the bed next. Bree did know her knots. This why you became a cop? I asked. You a control freak, Detective Stone? Could be, Dr. Cross. We'll soon find out, won't we? You're looking very yummy there. Your turn, I said. Clothes off. She flirted with her big hazel eyes, and I must say I was definitely starting to enjoy this, whatever it was. Say please. Please. But can we hurry this up a little? So, you are in a hurry. Little bit now. Little bit, huh? I don't know if little is the operative word around here right now. Bree's blouse went first, slowly. Then her jeans, leaving a soft blue lace bra filled to the brim and matching blue panties I hadn't seen before. Fit right in with the eye-friendly decor of the suite. I tried to reach out for Bree, but the ropes held me back. Come here, Bree. Kiss me, I said. Please kiss me. Just a kiss. Just a kiss, huh? I'm supposed to believe that one? She did finally kiss me, but not until she'd taken her sweet time tasting me all over. I twisted and twined my legs with hers. That was about all I could do. I was getting a little crazy to move around, but not totally minding that I couldn't. And I was definitely hot for Detective Bree Stone, beginning to get in a big hurry, too. My, she said, and smiled. This is working out even better than I thought it would. We should come here more often. I agree. How about every night? Finally, she lay down on top of me. Bree's lips were an inch from mine. Her breasts were warm on my chest. Her eyes were beautiful to stare at this close. You want me to undo these nasty ropes now? She asked. I nodded, breathing hard. Yes. Yes, what? Her nails softly raked down my chest, then my legs, then between my legs. I shuddered at the touch.